my blunt now because I put that out during the whole midst of everything. Okay, guys, welcome to our Cauldron Chat. Technically, this is a part 2 because I was having malfunctions mid chat, mind you guys. Mid
All his
chat.
fault. All his fault.
It really is all my fault. I put my blunt out. You know it's serious when I put my blunt out.
He lives in a state where it's completely legal.
Yes, I do. So nobody can come for me. What are you gonna do? So I can say that.
So, we were discussing this earlier, but whenever you do a road opener spell, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is the first blockage that you feel like move away? Like if you do just like what I do a general blockbuster that blocks away, that removes all blockages in no matter what, love, money, success, career.
Right.
Just open the roads.
Correct.
What's the first thing you notice manifest out of that spell?
So the first thing I notice, and this, I mean, everybody's different, and to each their own and everything. Personally, for me, the first thing I notice, um, be it immediately or a few days after, whatever, is the immediate like stress reliever I get.
Yeah.
Like, the stress goes away. The panic, the whatever negative or just really strong feelings I was having about it would go away, and it'd be all like I would relax about it.
Yeah, like it decompresses you because the first movement there is to manifest new opportunities starts within yourself.
Correct. Correct. The
So,
first, yeah, yeah. When it comes to clearing the roads, it all starts with the caster. It all starts
yeah.
with you.
No, we're not saying if you're depressed and you have these issues that you really need to see professional help about. Road opener spell is not going to help you.
Yeah, that's not gonna solve. That's not gonna help at all.
It's not gonna. It's not like a magic. You know,
No, if you are
don't make me depresso no mo kind of
no,
spell.
exactly. If you are going through any type of depression, you need to seek the right help.
But who's to say that that spell won't open the way to find the
Exactly.
correct
No, no, no,
doctor
no.
for
I've
you?
always said, especially when it comes to healing, because science and magic. A lot of people keep forgetting. I feel that magic is science and science is magic. They walk hand in hand in a lavender field, skipping down the fucking sunset together.
Mm-hmm.
Science is just explained magic. Magic is unexplained science. So and especially when it comes to healings, what you got to do is use both. You got to use your magic along with your medications,
Mm-hmm.
or be it whatever, whether it's therapy, whatever it is that gets you there on one side. You can use magic to also help you get there on the other. And
Uh-huh.
depending on who you are, sometimes magic and stuff like that does help. You know what I mean? It, but it's not a guarantee, and it's not that way for everybody. So definitely seek the right amount, the right kind of help.
Right, but if you're having like, there's a situation going on and it's not really something everybody would stress about. Like it's very more so internalized. Then let's just say if it's not that big of a deal and you just stress over it because you stress over it, usually I'll see a clearance in that like right after.
Right.
Or maybe it'll give you the boost to try something new. It's not always gonna bring like, oh, I met this person down the sidewalk and he offered me a job. Now I'm making $5,000 a year, $500,000 a year.
Correct.
Not always like that.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's the little things. Sometimes you have to cast a road opener to make your other spells manifest because they
Exactly.
keep hitting a wall. There's
Exactly.
road opener spells that are. Um, I like to do the general all-purpose road opener spells, but that's not to say that I won't do like
No,
a
yeah,
road
be
opener spell that.
specific.
Yeah, you can do specific road openers. Like
Hmm.
when I'm doing an all-purpose road opener, I always use orange.
I use I use orange in every road opener because orange, I feel like I don't know what it is with me and orange, but I
Mhm.
feel like oranges will help clear the way. And it's not like lemon where like you want to cleanse. No, no, no. You want to clear the way, but you want it to be sweet. You want it to attract what you're looking for. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You want the situations around you to be sweet. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And to be of citrus. If you don't like citrus, don't use orange. But that's just personally for us speaking. Yeah, I love orange. I feel like and maybe that's why, because I agree, like it would be an all-purpose thing, and that's why it's in every one I do. Like that's probably
Mhm.
one of my main like if you're gonna do a road opener, use whatever you want, but one thing you should really have oranges.
Yeah, I mean, oh, excuse me. I know that you come across these candles that are the multicolor candles, the rainbow
Yeah,
colors,
yeah,
that of course are perfect for road openers because it kind of manifests for each
right.
one of those colors.
Hmm.
But I feel like sometimes it kind of gets confusing when you use those candles.
Yeah,
It's like you got so many different avenues that you got to focus on. Meanwhile,
correct.
you just do the one orange and it just kind of busts down everything.
Right. No,
I
yeah.
like I like the rainbow candles as like a cleansing candle too because it hits all the chakras.
Hmm. Oh my god, were you talking about the color orange? And I'm over here like, no, 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 actual oranges. You give some.
Oh, both. I like
No, period.
orange in general. I feel like it's just a road opening,
I agree. I agree.
and it's like you said, it's not like lime or lemon. It's a sweet
Yeah. You know what else is a really good color for that? I think
mm,
white.
yellow, white. Oh yeah.
White. White because it projects colors. Well, like yeah, yeah, it projects colors, so it can project the road, and like clear the road for
Hmm.
you. When like I mean like everyone says that, like even I say like I use black for everything, but maybe black like wouldn't be the way to go because black absorbs everything. Right now you're trying to clear shit. You're trying to open the ways. Remove.
See, my least used color is black.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, when I'm doing protections, I don't really use black. My protection colors are either red or white.
Mhm. Mhm.
Black for me, of course, you use in a negative magic because yeah.
Right. Right.
Um, but I don't know. I don't know why black is just not a color that I use often. The most that I've lit black candles for recently is Hecate.
That's my magazine.
Even Santissima, the candles that I've lit most for her are white and
See.
red.
Yes. Padrina. No, so one of the reasons because you know me, I'm the complete opposite. If I could use only black candles in the world, I would, but
Hmm.
I don't. A, that's expensive, and B, I don't need to.
Hmm.
But I'm not, because I view black as darkness, the cosmos. It's where it's nothingness, and anything comes out of the darkness. That's the potential for anything possible.
Hmm.
Like people always say, anything can be lurking in the shadows, or anything can be lurking at night. It's like the birthing canal, basically. It's the cauldron. It's,
Hmm.
that is what gives way. Like when you have like the new moon, for example, or like the dark moon, when there is no moon and it's just pitch blackness. I mean,
Hmm.
that's a very powerful time because you can accomplish anything during that because you have the cosmos to work with. You have the nothingness to work with. You have the
Hmm.
everything to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The full moon, I feel, reflects what you have at night, which like it just reminds us of the unlimited, unadulterated power that's there. But the full moon is also sacred in its own ways, especially with the sacred triad with the sun, the moon, and the earth. You know what I mean?
Well, you also know that, of course, the moon is just a big mirror.
Exactly, which is why it did very well in my recent reflection working for someone.
Yeah, because the moon has no light of its own. It has its own energy, gravitational force, but the light.
Yes, but yeah, no, that's what I mean by like with the triad, because the sun is reflecting off of the moon. So right there you have two celestial energies
Uh-huh.
exist, then beamed on Earth. You know what I mean? You have that
Hmm.
beautiful, and you have that, and then yeah, again at during the dark moon when there is no moon, you have again you have that, and you have that power and energy of the moon, and just the darkness within. And that's why again, like out of black, you can create anything. You can invent
Hmm.
anything. You can destroy anything. You can do anything.
Hmm.
But, and that's something I feel like I said, like we've talked about, like how our energies look like, and like what our energies look like, and like colors and stuff.
Hmm.
Like black is a energy, is a color that that is all like I feel like in my like if my energy, I feel like part of it is black as it is like with like a nice royal purple, you know.
Mm-hmm.
While for Hecate, I feel a black and red, and for Hearn, I feel a black and green. You know,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the day, I feel different colors and all. But yeah, so or the aspect of what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's something I just feel very that's it's just also connected to me and the gods. You know,
Yeah. Black being all
yeah.
encompassing.
Plus, like
Cause
you said, also with darker workings, even necromancy stuff like that.
yes.
But we were
What
also.
about
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go.
I was gonna say we were also just recently talking about Calamus root and how great it is in domination works.
Oh yeah, calamus root.
Mhm.
See, have you ever seen what the calamus plant looks like?
No, you want me to look it up real quick?
Look it up. It
Look.
looks like the funniest fucking thing I've ever
Are
seen.
you serious?
Yes.
I gotta walk over here for my phone.
But yeah, I like calamus root because I'm not gonna say everybody knows, but a majority of people know that, the one of the biggest combinations when it comes to domination work is licorice mixed with calamus that will make somebody bend to their knees.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. Oh my god, really? Oh my god.
Yeah, calamus mixed to
Where do
licorice root. That's
yeah. Where do you learn that stuff? Like what? Who told you that? Like what?
I like it's just things that I've read
It's
and
up on.
a
Yeah.
lot of
hmm
research.
hmm
Um, but yeah, calamus mixed with licorice root is like a very potent domination. Meanwhile, calamus and licorice are both dominating herbs. So when you add them together, they kind of just strike fear, I guess.
Yeah.
But calamus has a sweet domination. Licorice has more of a spicier domination, like a harder hand.
Yeah. Oh my
So
god,
it,
I'm looking at this I'm looking at this plant, and yeah, it does look weird as fuck.
yeah.
That thing that like I think like we're both talking about though, that looks like a fucking penis. That goes into a flower. I don't know if you knew that.
What?
The calamus plant.
Yeah.
It looks like a penis. You, you sound
Uh,
no.
I don't. Let me go look.
Yeah.
Calamus plant.
I look up calamus plant, and I'm seeing this fucking penis looking thing coming out of the grass.
Okay, if that looks like a penis to you, I need to know what
Well,
you're
like
looking
you
at.
know what I mean. It's not exactly a penis, but it's got that like. What's that? You excited to see me, or
Okay. Um. But yeah,
it looks
calamus
like a
root.
cattail?
Yeah, it's a wetland root
Mm-hmm.
plant.
It's a sugar cane, I think.
Mm-mm.
No.
Sugar cane don't look like that.
Oh. He said, "Nah, nah, sugar cane don't look like that, bro."
Definitely not something I could grow at my house because I need like a pond.
Oh, you're right. This is so not sugar cane. What am I thinking about?
Mm-mm. But yeah, what does the licorice plant look like?
Mm.
Oh, okay, I see it. Oh, it's
Oh
pretty.
no, yeah, it's cute. No, I
But
like.
yeah, calamus has that dominating energy that's sweet. Licorice has that more heavy-handed domination to it. And calamus root is very associated with gay men. So you're looking for like if you're a gay man and you're looking for herbs more in tune with that energy, calamus root, um, safflower.
Oh,
Gay men used to use safflower as an incense
mm.
and perfume themselves. Um, some people use hyacinth,
Oh,
lavender. There's a hoodoo oil called lavender love drops or lavender flame.
do you know why hyacinth, or would you say hyacinth? What
Hyacinth,
hyacinth? Hyacinth?
hyacinth.
Do
Yeah.
you know why that's used for gay love?
If I remember correctly, there was an old Greek story. There
Yes,
was this, yeah,
yes.
hyacinth,
It's about. Oh my god.
Apollo and a lover.
Yeah, yeah, a gay lover, and there was another god who was jealous of this of this. Yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful story. Oh my god, it's sad as fuck because he basically dies. His name sounds like Hyacinth, and he dies, and then he when he dies, I think it was Apollo that turned the ground into those plants.
Yeah,
Oh my god,
there's a
it's
lot of stories like that where gods turned lovers into plants and constellations.
yes,
I
yes.
don't know about you, but if my lover was a god and he turned my ass into a constellation after I died, I'd be mad as hell.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Don't play with me like that.
But there was also the story. Well, you know, Mint. They say the story about Mint is that it
Yeah,
was a nymph by the name of Mint,
yep,
and I guess she had a thing for Hades, and Persephone didn't like that. She was like, "Oh hell no, he's the one that kidnapped me and brought me down here," and so she turned Mint into a mint plant, and then Hades felt, and then she was gonna get somebody to trample it, but Hades felt bad, and he made it to where the if the mint plant got trampled, it'd always grow again.
yeah,
Hence why mint takes over everything.
yeah. There is that, and also the plantain flower, or not the plantain flower. I mean, maybe it's a flower. I don't freaking know. But like the plantain herb,
The
not like
white
the flower.
man's foot,
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think so. That's
because
another one.
the
Herb.
natives said that any place that a white man stepped, it grew.
Yeah. Well, that's fucking hilarious because I see that shit everywhere.
Well, I hate to break this to you, but you looked
Huh?
in a mirror recently.
Motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. Okay. I
But yeah.
am mixed. Okay.
Oh, we were also
I am
talking
a
about
lot.
Devil Shoestring.
What?
Devil Shoestring.
Oh my god, yeah, we're talking about double shoestring and how that's great for like a run double run to drive people out to protect and boundary.
Do you
Great.
know why they call it Devil Shoestring?
I forget.
Because it trips up the devil.
That's right. That's right.
Um,
Which
but
again,
I
great for run double run.
but I was also talking about like you know how the shoestrings are very they're stick like. You could
Yes.
turn like a stick figure into a
Yes.
puppet
hmm
against a certain somebody if they're messing with you.
That's one of my go tos. So when it comes to like topics, um, because I'm not one to really like if I see a nice doll I like, I'll buy it. But
Hmm.
with my works, 9 times out of 10, if I buy a doll, it's a one-time use and it goes. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't reuse dolls. So a lot of the times, like my own puppet is four sticks, like four sticks, like twigs,
Yeah.
two and two to make a cross, and then you use twine to like fashion it.
Yeah.
And you know,
Hmm. I
all you
actually
need is
have.
twine and twigs, and then you have unlimited voodoo dolls. You can make them look like however the fuck you want, with however size you want.
I actually have brewing right now a devil shoestring oil, which is just devil shoestring and grapeseed oil.
Yeah, period.
And if I open the oil and I smell it, I can smell how the devil shoestring had like that herbally smell to it.
Right.
So that shit's going to be potent.
Yeah. Freaking. Oh, where did my little screen go?
I find it interesting how a lot of those root work herbs, like the roots, it's just like the name states. It's so associated with the root. Like there's a lot of plants like devil shoestring and High John the Conqueror root. I hear nothing about the properties of, you know, their leaves and stuff.
No, right, because I mean, each part of the plant has its own power, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
there's always something about them damn roots that I think are so potent.
Hmm.
Another thing was Low John root.
Yeah, because I guess that's where it draws its energy from is the earth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Jezebel root, the curse of Jezebel, all that kind of thing.
So you got some oils going though. That's what I heard. You got some brewers going on. I have
Do
to
what?
You have some oils brewing. I need to.
Yeah, I got some oils brewing.
Oh, another thing about calamus root, I was going to say this earlier, is that it's one of the ingredients in the famous holy oil.
Yeah,
A little tidbit. Fundy, please don't bother Phoebe. Please.
it's calamus roots in the oil.
Look.
There's cassia.
Yep. There's myrrh. Which cassia seeds? I'm pretty sure it's just cinnamon seeds, right? Or it's
Cassia,
a
yeah.
type of cinnamon, anyway.
Cassia is a type of cinnamon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My floor is cracking.
Oh, okay. Some Elmer's glue might help.
No, I don't think so.
He said, not with these crabs.
I don't know what's going on here.
I am reading, let me tell you this real quick. I am reading this book. It's called Grimoire of the Thorn-Blooded Witch, and it's by one of my favorite authors, if not my favorite author at this point, Raven Gramasi. Oh, I love
Mm-hmm.
it so much. Rest in peace. Um, um, it was talking about like so far. I literally just started the book. I'm still on chapter one, but we were talking. It was talking about Oh, and another thing is, I love the way he writes. I was going to tell you this earlier. I love his work because I love the way he writes, and like when I read it, I feel like he's got such good energy. Anyway, but we're talking about a lot about the in between, and which always brings me back to Charmed, of course. Not to talk about it again.
Yeah, I
Take a shot
know.
every time.
I know the in betweens, the fairy.
Yes, yeah, and we were just talking about it and how sacred it is, between like, dusk and dawn with midnight, places in between like in between your doorways, your windows, in a cave or like inside of water. Um just stuff like that. And I'm like, no, that's and like, there's certain points even within the compass, like you have your north, east, south, and west, but everything in between, even like the crossroads, how that is an in between.
Oh yeah,
Places
that's
like that.
like the crossroads is
Really,
like the biggest in between.
uh-huh. That is so our planet is probably the biggest in between because we're in between the other world and the upper world. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We are I mean, like, it's just so it amplifies so much, and so many things happen because of the in betweens. And then
Yeah.
it even goes down to like the ley lines and just stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And of course, he was talking about Hecate, Mama Queen of in betweens, the liminal spaces.
Oh yeah. The biggest queen there is.
Hmm.
Her and her hellhounds.
Yeah, I see them there in your little picture. I love that.
I got so distracted about why the reason why my floor is cracking. Of course, this floor is nothing but that cheap pop-in linoleum.
Yeah, I know.
I might have to put a rug.
Ooh, gotta get like a nice. I'll show you like how I have a nice. What kind of like a gypsy rug.
Yeah, but my kind of my theme in here is like blue.
Oh yeah, well that's true. You could get one that those colors.
Oh, I did find one on Amazon. I remember that I
Oh,
really like.
there you go. Yeah, I have a carpet on my floor. Hopefully nobody important is listening to this, but I have a carpet on my floor mainly because there is a circle burned on the ground. Let's not talk about it. We're not always smart sometimes. Okay. Sometimes, we think if we set fire, it won't leave a mark. Sometimes we don't think.
Uh,
Yeah, long story short.
so it's just a circle.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There's no pentagram.
Nope, it's just a circle.
Wow.
Yeah, I forget why that time. Yeah, I don't remember why that happened.
That time.
No, yeah, well, I mean, like, I mean, like, not like, not like I've been setting fire to the floor all this fucking time. No,
What are
no,
you, Adele? I set fire
no. I just mean like even just like casting circles. Because there's so
to
many
the
like
floor.
mini circles I've casted in here for so many reasons. Be it to enchant puppet dolls or to work with a Ouija board or whatever the fuck.
You're not allowed to work with fire anymore.
I got news for you. My altar alone. Let's see,
It's a
two,
fire hazard.
6, 8, or oh my god, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Over 10 candles my altar holds. Because I'm always like, I need more candles.
You're ridiculous.
I want a billion candles, right? And that's why it's so fucking hot.
Yeah, and people in New York don't have central air.
Right, right. So,
I find it ridiculous.
so I got to ask. Okay, what is your favorite way um of working with the spirits, of working necromancy?
I
Like,
think,
oh, actually, hold on. Can I re-question this?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can answer this question like that question as well, but there's another question I wanted to ask. Okay, because you said like you were like talking about earlier, like how there's different types of magic. You know what I
hmm
mean?
hmm
What other? And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's because it was in the part one of this chat before all technology went to shit. Anyway, um, what types of magic do you perform? If you want to answer that, you don't have to answer like you don't have to tell us all your different magics. You know what I mean? I'm probably not even going to go into all of the different types right here. But
Mm,
and then maybe yeah, no, I want the necromancy question to stand as well.
what type of magic? Mm, I don't know. That's a good question.
Do you want me to answer that one so you have an idea of like what I mean by that?
Yes.
Okay. So now for any like know-it-all witches out there that are like, that's not real, there's not shut the fuck up. Okay. This is
Okay.
related
Don't be aggressive.
no. Shut the fuck up. Okay. Because no, this is where I'll say like this is just an easy like way to explain it. You know what I mean? Um, especially to our generations. Freaking. So I personally like some of the magics I do is like natural witchcraft, natural magic, like using the elements itself. Is
hmm
ancestral magic. I work with my ancestors.
hmm
Is there's a word for it, and it's a very fancy ass word, and I forget what it's called, but I work with gods, and I
Allergy.
that word. Not well, I feel like not theo. I mean, like yes, it's theology, but there's a
No,
word.
it's not. I didn't say theology.
uh,
It's Stom, or it's like Thaum.
okay,
Stom.
yeah, that's what I practice. That's one of the things I practice. Another branch of magic I practice is Catholicism. Folk magic is and the other ones is like hoodoo.
I
Uh,
would say that would be my main one.
what hoodoo?
No, folk Catholicism.
Catholicism, folk magic.
Yeah,
hmm hmm I work Catholicism, folk magic. I work necromancy. I work um, it's a natural magic. I mean, I guess for like the sections and like trying to organize and just like make sense and like categorize to make it sense for people. That's probably like the main gist of what I do. I'm eclectic, so I'm eclectic, so I do what I want when I want, how I want. You know what I mean?
hmm
In reality, I don't view it that way. I don't view like I just do what I do. It's just to explain it easy for people to understand.
hmm
So yeah. So you want to answer that? Go ahead. Just you said mainly Catholicism.
folk magic, Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Voodoo, root work.
I wouldn't describe it as hoodoo. I wouldn't describe it as root work either, because to me, hoodoo and root work is a little more cultural.
Right.
It involves a lot more than just the workings.
Right.
Um,
It also involves the spirits.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would say mine is more folk Catholicism. I would say it's more
Folk magic.
folk Catholic pagan
Folk
because
low magic, pagan magic.
yeah, I don't subscribe to just there being one God and that be the end all, do all,
You
be
know,
end all.
right.
I believe
You have a polytheistic look on things.
yeah, like the Abrahamic God is just as real as Hecate, and Hecate is just as real as the Abrahamic God.
Hmm.
Um,
Just as real as Zeus, and just as
yeah.
real as Loki and Odin, just as real as Hern and the other Green Man and Chrononos.
Hmm.
Just as real as uh, Peridwen and Lilith, and no, yeah, all of that. All that.
And I do definitely subscribe to the belief. More one of the reasons I work with the saints a lot is that if there is one deity that works within the like Catholic paradigm, he's 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 not paying attention all the time. That's why you have the saints.
Right, right.
A lot of
And I
a
think.
lot of religions like Vodou and Santeria and a lot of African diaspora religions believe in one God, but
Mhm.
he barely pays attention. That's why you have the Loa and Orichas.
Right. See, to me, and you know, some might call me blasphemous or even trying to say this, but personally speaking, in my craft, how I've experienced them and worked with the saints, um, I have a set I have a few set saints that I work with on the norm, but excuse me, I view them as as the reason you have them is because I feel like they are more suitable, like they are easier to commune with and work with in ways that you are working with them, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah, because they were once living and they know how
exactly,
it
like
is
to
to be
me,
human.
the saints is no different than the ancestors. You know what I mean? Is the
Yeah,
spirits that walked amongst us before. The saints, however, are just noble apostles or just noble religious clergy people.
they're publicly known.
Exactly, you know what I mean? But either way, they were living human lives once. You know, some had miraculous powers like Saint Anthony or Saint Expedite, um, or even Saint Benedict. But point is, they um they were once human, so they are, in my view, they are just like the ancestors. Uh, you know their stories, so you know more specifically about them. But exactly, to me, I have my saints on the same altar I do as the ancestor altar
Hmm.
for that reason. And yeah, and the spirit work, it's those closer to you, and there's something about working with human spirits, as they were once human. They understand what you're going. You know what I mean?
Right.
In a different way than how a deity or a inhuman entity could, you know?
It's like Saint Rita. Her story is that she was married to an abusive man. So of course, if a woman that's married to an abusive man comes to her and Saint Rita knows what it means to be in a situation like that, she's more inclined to help.
Exactly, exactly. Um, or even like, no, I have no idea what the fuck I was gonna say, to be
Or
honest.
Saint Joseph, who a man comes to him, or even a woman comes to him and says, I lost my job. I'm having a hard time finding a job. Please help me find a job because you knew how once it was to have to provide for your family.
Exactly, exactly. So, let me ask you about like the necromancy. So, yeah, what's your favorite form of necromancy? How do you prefer to do it? Go about it, and do you work
Um,
with any like? Because when it comes to spirit work, you have the spirits of the dead, and then you have other spirits out there, in the world, otherworldly spirits, stuff like that. Do you work with anything like that?
I wouldn't say that I practice necromancy.
Huh?
I said I wouldn't say that I practice necromancy.
Okay. Okay.
Um, to me, necromancy has more of a connotation on it as like I don't know. It's just the
Controlling
word
it.
the word necromancy doesn't really fit. I like the word necromancy, but it doesn't fit with what I do. I would say I practice more mediumship
Right.
than what you
Okay.
would consider necromancy.
Okay.
Because necromancy takes the form of it calling on spirits and coercing them to do stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but I don't have any kind of relationship with any spirit like that.
Right. See, I've always looked at necromancy, and I could be wrong here. I maybe should just look up the damn definition. To me, I've always, but then again, nowadays people be like necromancy, trying to control dead bodies. I've
Oh,
always looked at necromancy as just like communication with spirits. Working with
hmm
spirits, stuff like that, conjuring spirits, stuff like that.
hmm
But
yeah, I wouldn't say that I conjure spirits or work with them in that sense.
mhm,
Um, yeah, I would say I practice more mediumship and veneration than I do necromancy.
right. So, do you have like a favorite way of like calling out to them or like honoring them or something like that? Like if you wanted to work with your spirits, how would you like
Candle
bring?
and a glass of water.
Yeah, some
hmm
prayers.
Yeah,
Period. Period.
that's like what they have the Boveda for.
Yep. The ancestor altar. I got that.
Yeah, because the
Mhm.
Boveda is more for the veneration and asking and praying for the enlightenment and the progress of your spirit guides and your ancestors. Some would only say it's just your spirit guides, your ancestors are somewhere different.
Right.
But since I don't have the shrine that, never mind, I'm not gonna go into that. I have the Boveda,
Yeah.
and the Boveda is not for magical working; it's solely for veneration.
Right. But I have my ancestor altar where,
Yeah.
for the most part, it is used for just veneration, but
Mhm.
for spell work, because it's a small space, so when spell work is inclined to work there, it will.
Mhm.
I have my cards there when I want to speak with them. I freaking, I'm when it comes to my ancestors, I'm pretty much the same way with candlelight, glass of water, some type of offering, maybe even some incense burning because who doesn't love
Mhm.
incense? Some spirits of cologne, stuff like that.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
food, whatever. When I'm out and I'm not home, I probably when I work with if I'm gonna work because for me in my practice in my life it all started with the spirits, right? And different types of spirits. So, and I literally in my last place where I lived, there was spirits, multiple spirits in this house fighting each other, basically. And
Mhm.
there was basically an abusive drunk father who would go after the kids, and so I would set up boundaries in my room for the kids to come in, but the father can't. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Safe. And I would do that with other like I would just like I would have it open where like hey if you need safety or if you would like to indulge in any of these offerings and and you don't mean me any type of fucking harm, you are more than welcome to come in. I set up a warding where it's like it prevents anything with any type of intent. Not even I'm gonna think good now, walk in and then think bad. Like no 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 no. My magic knows the truth because my magic is also controlled by otherworldly things that I don't think these spirits want to fuck with.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So no, yeah. So what I like to do a lot is though I'll cast like a circle, you know, and
Mhm.
for me, I don't have to do the whole ritual or have all of these candles or symbol. All I need to know is where the directions are via a compass because your phone is off 20 degrees. For those who did not know that, via a compass. I like to. find my direction. Basically, also just look at the sun if you don't know what is what. And then I'll cast my circle. I can visualize. I can chant my incantations. Do that. I have my intentions out, and then I have. And the first ones I call upon is the god, the goddess, and my ancestors. You know what?
Mhm.
And then from there, it's like anyone else I want to come forward, whatever. Or if I am going to work with a specific spirit, um, I would probably would just specifically like call out to them and like burn something specifically for them to help like call to them and conjure them.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't worked with so like a lot of other spirits I work with besides the spirits of the dead is like spirits of the land and spirits of like like plant, trees, creek, stuff like that, earth,
Mhm.
and all that stuff.
Elementals.
Yeah. So yeah. Um, So with that, I mean, same thing. With a lot of visualization, there's different pentagrams for calling on different elements and different like spirits of that nature that I like to use. I also like to commune with them as if like they were spirits of the dead. I
Right.
speak to them like I would speak to you. You know what I mean? So that helps. But other
More
than that,
personal.
yeah, yeah. That's for me. Like that's like to me, and I've told you like even like if I don't work with demons or anything like that. But
Mhm.
and to me, in my mind, demons is honestly just another word for spirit. But I don't. But like, if I were to work with a certain demon, um, it would be personal. I wouldn't be in a threatening manner. I would have authority. I would show like I have. I can protect myself and defend myself if need be. But let's not get to that point. I treat you with respect. You treat me with you know.
Right. I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to demons, or is the respect factor.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean that to me is with any type of spirit, be it human spirits or inhuman spirits. And inhuman spirits doesn't mean evil. Like Ed and Lorraine would probably like people to believe. No shade to them, but that's just not my belief. Um, Inhuman just means they didn't live a normal human life.
Right.
Gods, guess what? Are inhuman spirits. Angels, inhuman spirits. Doesn't mean
Mhm.
they're evil. Doesn't mean they're bad. Um, so yeah, no,
If you want to talk about inhumane, as in fucking,
well, that's different. That's different.
yeah,
That's a whole yeah, no.
I think that's where Ed and Lorraine Warren get their fucking,
Terminology mixed up.
yeah.
Well, yeah. See, can we talk on that for a minute though? Can we? Because look,
Just a minute.
it's all respect. It is all respect. Personally, I actually love the work I've that has been put out. Honestly, just via movies. I am a complete diehard fan of the Ed and Lorraine Warren movies and cases and stuff like that. Does not mean I agree with them by any means
Mhm.
on a lot of things, especially. And I think I've talked about this with you before. The Conjuring,
Mhm.
the movie was just that, a movie, because what in reality happened is far from the movie. And in my book, in my experiences, there is there's three sides to every story, right? In this case, there's the Warren side, there is the parent family side, and then there's the truth. You know what I mean? Um, who knows whoever knows the truth. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the parent
The
side,
spirits.
right? But when it comes to the facts, they know the truth. So when it comes to like, just for example, in the movie, the for those who haven't seen The Conjuring, it's basically about a family that moves into this house that is haunted by an evil witch spirit who cursed the land, and she's attacking the mom of this family, and she basically possesses the mom, tries to kill the kids because she does that with other families It's a whole thing. It's a great movie. Oh my god, if you haven't seen it, watch it. The first time I watched it, I think, well, no, the first time I watched it, I fell asleep, but that was besides the point. Because
Mhm.
literally that same day, we had spirit activity happen. Like, but the first time I really watched it, I was crying because it's such a good movie. But anyway, um, and this evil witch spirit goes by the name Bathsheba, and she was caught sacrificing this baby and blah 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 blah. Now, look, in the real world, okay, according to the Perrin family, and specifically according to Andrea Perrin, who I've done, I've watched many interviews with her. She specifically says that Bathsheba was not, in her mindset, was not the terrorizing entity. More of a mothering protector spirit. Um, in the when Bathsheba was alive, there was children in her care that has passed, but there was no proof or evidence of witchcraft or anything like that. No evil sacrifice, like no, none of that was fucking real. And you
Mhm.
also know that because if you look into the real Bathsheba, she lies in sacred ground. Where back then, if she was a witch, she would not be there, obviously.
Mhm.
So many things, and but the Warrens came in, right? And to me, this is my own personal reason, like my own, like, to make sense of things, right? Because Bathsheba, like I said, she in reality she was a protective spirit for that family during the hard time they went through during living in that house. Um, Before they moved to that house, they got a dog. Okay, Andrea's father came home one day with a dog, and her mother picked it up and said, "Now this is a very special dog, and she deserves a very special name." She looked up in the sky, closed her eyes, thought for a second, and the name Bathsheba came to her, and she's like, "We're gonna name this dog Bathsheba." Mind you, that name is not common. Okay, people hearing me, unless you've probably heard it from The Conjuring, you probably never heard that name before in your life, right?
Mhm.
But she, and especially like, just it just wasn't, it was a very odd, weird name, but it was like, okay, cool, Bathsheba. That dog unfortunately passed away before they got to the house. But when they got to the house, all these spirits, one of them being Bathsheba, again being protected, blah blah blah. To me, it maybe, and to I think to Andrea, she said it was maybe a sign that they were supposed to go through what they went through. And to me, I wouldn't even been surprised if Bathsheba knew what. Sorry, that's my father's phone. It's still in here. If To me, it kind of seemed like Bathsheba knew what was going to happen. Can you shush, please? Knew what was going to happen, came to the family and like whispered in her mother's ear, Bathsheba, and made, a loving dog, a dog the whole family would love, known as Bathsheba. So it's like when you go into the other house, you meet the spirit Bathsheba, maybe you would feel good. You know what I mean? And again, in reality, she wasn't out to harm it.
I just saw on Facebook somebody used a candle shaped like a toilet in a curse.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
But yeah, keep going.
So that's actually a really good idea. But anyway,
It's
um,
funny.
but according to the Warrens, when they first got onto the property, the first name Lorraine heard was Bathsheba,
Mm.
and from there, she, I believe, blamed everything on Bathsheba, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
and now this, I don't even mean to speak ill or negative about Lorraine Warren during this case, because Lorraine Warren herself walked up to Andrea at like the first showing of this movie and said, "I apologize for everything that happened. We had no idea what we were doing." That was said by Lorraine Warren, from what I've learned from watching the interviews with Andrea. Uh, oh my god, I've been saying her name this whole time. Anyway, the parent. Wow, now I'm trying to think of it, and it'll come to me. So, but with that being said, to me, it seemed like, that name came to her first, probably because, again, Bathsheba is letting her presence be known, and Lorraine Warren was maybe just in over her head, and again blamed everything on that that specific spirit. In reality, it was a different spirit that I believe committed suicide via a hanging, like in the movie, inside of a barn, and
Are
that
we just gonna go through the whole plot of The Conjuring?
who knows. But that spirit specifically was attacking. It was attacking the mother. It never possessed the mother, and it never went to harm her mother never went to harm the kids in real life. But
Hmm.
But no matter even how bad this spirit was that was attacking the mother, it was nothing compared to what Ed and Lorraine brought forward because they brought a medium there to hold a seance. And in the movie, during the whole exorcism part, in reality, Ed and Lorraine Warren brought a medium that called forth to everything and all things. Something horrible came through that shook every spirit in the house, made them run away, which is why they thought there was an exorcism. But no, made them all run away. And that entity, I guess, possessed their mother, or in I don't know what happened, but her mother was in the captain chair at a dining room table. The She was like looking down, I believe, but the chair lifted up off the ground and lunged her forward across the fucking dining room table. Her head smacked onto the fucking ground. Everybody who witnessed that thought she was dead, including Andrea, who saw it herself. And
Hmm.
it was such a it was such it's so like, oh my god, it's not a good story. But basically, there is a difference between what the movies are and what the real cases are. So I do want to preference that by saying I love the movies of Ed and the Rain Warren. The reality of things, I don't know what's going on. I wasn't there, and again, just from what I've heard them say and their own opinions on things, I know we do not agree. So therefore, I cannot base my own opinions off of their works. You know what I'm trying to say?
Hmm.
I don't know how we got here, but that's how we got here. Probably because I was saying Ed Lorraine Warren and the Inhuman Spirit, and that's not evil. That's how we got here.
And then we went through the whole plot of
And then I basically
Conjuring.
told you guys all about The Conjuring. So, how did you like it? Was it a good movie? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, any other things you want to talk about, or any like questions you want to just throw out there so we can talk about it?
We've already made it to an hour, so
All right, let's cut this.
yeah,
I'm
we can
good.
always make a part two on another day,
Yeah, we probably will.
or a part three, I guess.
But no, yeah, let's not talk about it. Uh, the official. All right, guys. This was a great chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Rowan, say goodbye to the people.
Adios, muchachos.
See. Okay. You guys have a great day or night, whatever time it is, and we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Oi.